we have seen that exception, right? Today onwards, we will start with the one more important topic, collections. Right, collections. Right, before going to collections, right, if we want to store multiple values, right, in a single variable, so far we know only arrays, right? We know only arrays. But before going to collections, collections also use it to store the multiple values in a single variable. But what is the advantage? Right? What is the disadvantage of arrays and what are the advantages of collections? Right. Before going to that, we'll see those. Right. We'll see. Right. Arrays is basically we know whenever we will create the array, right? It is a fixed size. That means once we declare, we cannot modify that. We cannot modify. Right. But collections, coming to collections, that is a growable. That means automatically whenever we will add elements, it will increase size automatically. If we delete, it will decrease the size automatically. Right. It will grow automatically. Right. Then it will allow arrays are allow to store primitive types or objects. We can create arrays for objects or primitives. We can create for both. But collections, we will create only for object. It will allow only object types. Correct. Performance wise, arrays are faster, right? Because these are all fixed size. Right. When when there is a large size of data, right, it will be arrays are faster performance because right we will not do any deletion. Right. It's not possible to delete from array. Right. That's not simple. But collections, what will happen? Whenever you will add element, whenever delete element, right? We can do it easily in the collections. But what will happen when you delete element, right? We have to restructure collection again, right? That empty space, whatever deleted, we have to fill it again, right? That overhead will be there. That means it will take some time to do those things, right? That's why it will be a little bit slow compared to arrays. Right, we have to. Right, there are multiple utility methods. Right, arrays in arrays we don't have any utility methods. Right, if you want to add element, if you want to delete element, right, if you want to update the exist. Right, there is a arrays class will be there, but we have few utility methods. We have a arrays class. By using arrays class, we can get some of the utility methods. But in collections, we have multiple utility methods. In collections, we will have a multiple. We will see those. Right, synchronization. Arrays are not synchronized, not thread safe. Not synchronized and not thread safe. That means multiple people can access the arrays at a time. In collection, few of them are synchronized, few of them are not synchronized. But we can make it as a synchronized. But we can make it as a synchronized all the collections. But arrays are not synchronized. And type safety until Java 5. Until Java 5, both are not safe, not type safe. That means we can store anything. It will allow to store anything. If we create integer object, we can store anything. Right, type safety. Until Java 5, not type safe, both. But collections after Java in Java 5 collection, what they have introduced? They have introduced a concept called generics. They have introduced a concept called generics. By using that, we can achieve the type safety. That means we can make sure that we can make sure that we are storing only particular type of elements only. If you want to store list of integers, list of string, list of employee objects, we can make sure only those only added to the collection. Right, that supports collection supports generics. Right, whenever we have a fixed number of elements, right, then we will go for a arrays. Right, whenever we require a performance is importance, right, performance is important and fixed size of elements, then we will go for arrays. Right, otherwise, if there is a large data, we need to add, delete, right, modify, right, then we will go for a collections. Right, then we will go for a collection. Right, these are the some of the difference, right, difference between arrays and collections. Right now coming to right, right under collection, right? What are collections, right? What are collection? Right, collections is group of interfaces and classes. Right, it is a combination of group of classes and interfaces. In that we have a two main interfaces. One is the collection interface. Right, one is the we have a collection interface. One is the map interface. Right, we have a right. One is the collection interface. One is the map interface. Right, and the collection interface mainly we have right three more sub interfaces. Right, three more sub interfaces. Collection will have list, set we have, and also queue will have, but we will not touch it. Right, we will see mostly on list and set, and map is another interface. Right, some people will confuse about it. Map will not come under collection interface. This is a separate root interface. Collection is one separate root interface. Map is one separate root interface. Both are different. Both are different. These are all interfaces. Right. What we learned concept of interface, we cannot create the object of interface. Right. How to create the object of interface then? Right. By using classes. Right. Child classes. Right. Whoever implement these collection, we will create object of these interfaces by using those implemented classes, child classes. Right. A list has few of the classes, array list. Right. We have array list and then linked list. And also we have vector and stack. Those are legacy classes. We'll see those vector and stack also. But we have a vector and stack. Now these are the implemented classes of the list. Set we have set we have as set, reset, and then linked hash set. One more linked hash set. All right. Q we will not touch it. All right. If anything, we'll see. At a map we will have hash map, hash map, and then free map, and also we have a linked hash map, linked hash map, and one more is there, hash table, hash table. Right. These are the some of the interfaces and those few child classes. Right. Here, few of them are introduced in 1.0 version, Java 1.0 version. Those called legacy classes. Those are all called legacy collection classes. What are those? Vector and stack and hash table. Right. These are all as part of Java 1.0. So these are all called legacy classes. Right, legacy classes. Right, these are all collections are used to group of objects. Right, if you want to store group of elements in a single object. Right, group of elements in a single object or variable. Right. I want to store a group of objects as a single instance, then we will go for a collection. Right, fine. Just we'll start with the list. We'll start with the under collection interface. We'll take the first interface list. Right, a list. What are the features of the list? Right. First thing, it is the child interface of the collection. Right. It is the child interface of the collection. Right. Then, what are the features of it? It will allow to store. Right. It will allow to store duplicate elements. It will allow to store duplicate elements. Right. It will preserve the order. It will preserve the order. That means whatever order I have inserted, same order it will display. Right. Suppose I have inserted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same order it will display. Right. It will preserve the order and also it will allow to store duplicate. And it will support index. Will support index. That means index means we know, right? Arrays we have used index. In string also we have used index. Right. By using index we can retrieve the elements, add the elements, update, remove. We can do. Right. List support index. Okay, what are the child classes of a list? List interface, array list, linked list, vector, stack. Right, these are all the child classes of the list. Right, similarly, in interviews, they will ask what is the difference between the right list and set. Right, mostly sometimes we will get the what is the difference between list and set. Right, list is one sub interface, set is one sub interface of the collection interface. Right now, coming to just set. Set is also a child interface of the collection interface. Right. It will not allow. It will not allow duplicates. It will not allow duplicate elements to store. It will not allow to store duplicate elements. And it will not preserve the order. It will not preserve the order. And it will not support index. Right, quite opposite. Right, opposite to the list. Right, opposite all will allow, but set will not allow. Right, what are the child class of set? As set, reset, linked dash. Right, we'll start with the list. Okay, fine. Okay, we'll create one more package. Okay, new package. Okay, we'll create a collection package. In that, we'll start with the one more child package collection interface. Okay, collection interface. Right. In that, we'll see with the one more. Right, we'll create one more package. Right, child package. Right, list. We'll start with the list package. Right, a list interface. A list. Under this, we will create the what are the first we'll see array list. Right, list implemented class ArrayList example. Okay, now we'll create a main method. Then, right, list is an interface. Right, I cannot create directly object for the list. Right, how to create the object of list? By using the child class. Right, by using the child class. Right, what is the child classes? First one, ArrayList. Right, we can create object in both the ways. ArrayList is a class. So can anyone tell what is the difference? Right, we have learned an interface concept, right? Polymorphism concepts, right? What is the difference between these two? Right, we have learned, right? What is the difference if we create directly with the interface and we create with the directly with ArrayList? Right, I will not tell again, just to go through the topics, right? That means you are not following. Right, we are creating the object list with the list interface object by using the child class. Now I want to store elements. I want to store the elements. What type of elements this list will allow to store? It will allow to store any type of element. It will allow to store any type of elements. Right, suppose list dot add. There is a method called add. By using add method, I can store integer. I can store double. Right, I can store string. I can store boolean. I can store right anything character. If you want character also, I can store. Right, list will allow any type to store it. But what is the drawback here? Right, what is the drawback here? Right, list just now in the differences part we have seen. List will not allow to store primitive values. Right, these are all primitive only, right? It is an integer, it is a float, it is a boolean, it is a character. Right, but we have just seen it. Collection will not allow primitive. What is happening here? There is a concept called, first we have to learn the what are wrapper classes. Right, wrapper classes. Then we have to learn right boxing. Right, what is a boxing? Right, what is a unboxing? Right, we have to learn these things: boxing, unboxing. Right, what are wrapper classes? Right, Java people, what they have done? Right, they want to make sure that everything in Java as a objects. But because of primitives, what is happening? Right, some people are saying it will allow primitives, so Java is not pure object oriented. Right, because it has a primitives. Right, so to avoid to to achieve to store primitives in the collections, they have created wrapper classes. Right, what are the primitive data types we have? We have a byte, short, int, long, long, float, double, boolean, char. These 8 types of data types we have. Right. What Java people have done, they have created corresponding classes. Corresponding classes. Those are all wrapper classes. Right. Wrapper classes. Right. For byte class. Right. For short class. For integer. For long. For float, double, boolean, char. Right. These are the corresponding wrapper classes they have created. Right. Wrapper classes. Now what will happen whenever we will add, right, primitive type? Whenever we will add a primitive type, it will automatically convert to wrapper class. It will convert automatically to wrapper class. Right. We no need to store like this. Right. Actually here what it is doing, it is converting primitive to wrapper class. This is called a box. Right. We no need to convert it. Automatically Java will take care of it. If you add the primitive types, it will automatically convert to wrapper class. Right. Converting from primitive to wrapper class is called a boxing. That is called a box. And unboxing means converting again. You will retrieve that from the list if you retrieve the data in the form of integer. Right. Again, we can convert into normal primitive type. It is called a unbox. Right. Wrapper class to right. That means object to primitive. Primitive to object is boxing. That object to primitive is unboxing. These are the some other concepts we should know. And then one more is suppose list is allowing different types of data. Now, what is the drawback here? Suppose you are calling some method. Suppose you are calling some method. They right. It is returning some list. It is returning the list of different data types. Right. List of different data types. Now the problem is you got a list. Now, how should I know first place is a integer, second place is a float, right? String. Oh, we don't know, right? Suppose what will happen first issue is if you try to get the data, try to get the access the data 0, right? 0 is suppose I am thinking it is a string. I am thinking it is a string. Right. First thing is we have to typecast. Okay. I am thinking it is a string. So I am typecasting to string. Okay. Now if I run it, now the problem is what class cast exception. Right. I don't know. It is an integer actually. Right. Because someone sent me some list. I am iterating. But which position has which one, I don't know. Right. Because of that, what will happen? We will get, if we allow list mix of data, we will get a type. First thing is class cast exceptions. Right. If we are converting one data to another by mistakenly, we will get a class cast exception. Right. One more thing, we need to explicitly typecast. Suppose I am correctly typecast. Right. Integer. Because it is an integer. So I will typecast integer. There is no issue. But we have to explicitly typecast. Right. If we have a suppose 100 elements, we cannot do like this, right? 100 elements, whether it is a string, whether it is a boolean, whether it is very difficult to identify which position has a which one. So we should not allow this type. It will allow collection, but in real time we will not do like this. That's where generics concept came into picture, right? That's why generics came into picture, right? Here, suppose I want to allow only integer. I want to allow only integer list. I want to create, right? List. We have to give the angular brackets inside which type you want an integer or you want a byte, you want a boolean, you want a string, or you want an employee or you want a student. We have to provide here. And right side just no need to give. Right, it is an optional. You can give like this. It will not say anything, but it is an optional. No need to give. Only left side we have to mention in the angular brackets. The right side empty. That means if we try to now, right, we can add the integer. But if we try to add other than suppose I'm trying to add string, immediately it will say compilation error. It will say immediately compilation error. Right. That is the advantage here, right? It will not allow different data type to store inside a list. By using the generics, we can restrict, right? We can restrict, we can make sure, right? Only integer data is added. If someone is sent, right? List of integer, list of string, someone is sent, we can make sure, right? We directly, right? Into list, right? Dot get of 0. Okay. Right, directly I can integer something here. I no need to typecast. Right, we will not get a class cast exception, and we no need to write explicitly typecast it. Right, we can avoid those problems if you use the generic collections. Generic collections. Right, fine. Right, these are the some of the things we have to remember. Now coming to actual our right, we will create a list of integer. Right, suppose I want to store employee, right? Employee IDs, right? Employee IDs. We can create any type of list, right? We have to give right side just empty, open, close. Right now it will warnings, it will not give. Otherwise, it will, if we don't use the generics, it will give warnings and we will get a class cast exceptions. We need to typecast explicitly. Right, to avoid those things, we have to do like this. Right, just if you see, click on that control and click on this interface, list interface. Right, it is an interface. Right, interface will have what? Abstract methods. Right, if you give, don't give, all are abstract methods. Right, these are all abstract methods. Who will provide implementation? Child classes. Right, child classes. Right, list again extends one more interface collection, sequenced collection, and this is the parent. Right, collection is the parent interface, and it is extending one more interface, iterable. Right, if you want, these are all hierarchy, we can learn it. Right, you can go to the, we can just click on the list. Right, collection again, what it is extending one more interface, iterable. Right, iterable interface. Right, it has a iterator. It has a iterator. See, default method. Right, from Java 8 onwards, it will allow default method. Right, it has a some for each method and split iterator. There is a one more method. Right, like this. We can go over like this. Then coming to now ArrayList. If you click on ArrayList, right, ArrayList will extend abstract list or implements. See, it is extending class. See, it will allow only class will extend only one class, abstract list, but it can implement multiple interfaces. These are all interfaces. List is one interface, random access, clonable, serializable. Right, these are all classes, and it is introduced in 1.2 version. Right, sometimes they may ask 1.2 version, and also sometimes they will ask what is the internal data structure of the list, array list, resizable array, resizable array. Right, they will ask, these are all sometimes, right, we don't know. Then default capacity, they will ask what is the default. That means if we create an array list object, right, once we create the array list object, what is the default capacity? It will have default capacity will be 10. Default capacity will be 10. If you want to change, you can change it. Right, overloaded constructors are there. See, right, if you want to change the capacity, I want initially 20 capacity. That means 20 elements it will allow by default. If you are increasing, whenever you are trying to use more than this, it will automatically increase the size. right? It will automatically increase this. Right, default capacity. Yeah. Okay, we'll see. Oh, yeah, we'll see one by one then. Right, then coming to first method, it will allow all the collections will allow, right, code operations. That means we can create, we can update, we can delete, we can remove. Few of them will allow, few of them will not allow. We'll see that. Right, list will allow to store add method. By using the add method, we can add the elements to the list. We can, right, it will allow duplicates. That means I can add same element again and again. It will not restrict. Right, it will not restrict. Right, then list will allow null. Right, it will allow null. Right, any number of nulls it will allow. Right, in interview purpose only, right? Real time we will not store, but in interview they will ask, is it allow null values? Right, just to print that employee values. Let's see. It will print a list, will preserve the order. See, whatever order we have inserted, same order it will print, and duplicates it will allow. Right, and it will allow null values also. Right, any number of null values we can add it to the list. Just let me do it. Right, we can add by using index also. Suppose I want to add first position, second position, right? Again, suppose I want to add this 104 at first position. That means 0, right? In Java, index will start from 0. Let's see. In the first position, it got added 104. Right? We can add by using index, or we can add, if we add directly, it will add at the last position. It will add at the last position. Then, if I want to retrieve, right, by using the get of index, right, get of index. If we pass the index, we can retrieve the data. Just we will keep it inside system.out.println. Or if you want to store it, you can store it. All right, fine. Then if you want to store the, right, if you want to retrieve second element, we can retrieve it. Right, if you want to get the 10th element, suppose, right, we did not add a 10th element. There is no 10th element. What will happen if I give more than index? Right, index 10 out of bounds exception for length 5. Currently we have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, 5 elements only. We will get index out of bounds exception. Right, fine then. If we try to add, suppose if I try to add 10th position, what will happen? Right, see, it will not allow. Here also we are getting index out of bounds exception. Right, if you want to directly add it, we can add it any number. Right, it will automatically increase the size and decrease. But if you want to position, right, if you don't have the that much size, we will get the index out of bounds exception. Right, to add the element, we will use the add or index. Right, both we can do it. And to retrieve, we can also retrieve by using the get and pass the index. And then we have, right, I'm going very slow. First one, this is the first collection, right? From second collection onwards, it will be very fast. Right, just employee IDs dot, right, we will have a where is that? Only get index. Okay. Okay, get of index. See, there is, I think, few more methods, get first, get last. Right, I think maybe newly added, or I don't know exactly where in which version it is added. Get first, we can see. Oh, in 20 first, we are using JDK 21, right? See, since JDK 21, they are introduced these get first and get last. That get first and then get last. Right, these two new and from JD. If you use old below JDK 21, you will not able to see this only. Yeah. Right now, if you want to get the size of the list, size method, employee, right? Employee IDs dot size. Right. It will print the size of the employee IDs. Right. We have seen add and retrieve, and also we will remove. Right. If you want to remove by using the index, remove index. Right. Suppose we have, I think, overloaded method, right? Overload. We can also pass the object. Suppose if we pass, I want to delete 100. What will happen? It will consider as a index. Not the actual element. Let's see, we will get the index out of bounds. If you want to remove actual element, right? Actual element. Suppose I want to remove 101. Okay. How to remove? We have to give the new integer. We have to convert, right? Convert integer to into integer object. Right. Then only it will remove. Right. Just if we print it, what there? Okay, system dot. Okay. Fine. See, how many are removed? We have removed second index already. Already 0, 1, 2. We have removed, I think, 1 second. We will comment this one. Right, before removing, these are the things. And then see why it is not removed here. Right, we have duplicate elements. See, we have duplicate, one is removed, 10T. Right, only one element is removed. Right, if you have a duplicate, what is happened? It is removed only one element. But it is deprecated. This type of creation of object is deprecated. We have to create like integer dot value of integer. Okay. Integer dot value of. Like this, we have to create the object. Right, like this, we have to create the object of it. Right. Otherwise, if you give directly, it will consider as a index only. Right. Now, if we see 101 is removed. Right. These are all basic things only, but little bit tricky. Right. In interview, suppose we are working in a project, you can trial and do error, but in interview, we cannot do anything. Right. If you want, right, what are there are a lot of methods we have in the list. Right. Contains. Right. If you want to verify, right, contains method. See, it will take object only. There is only one method, so it will consider as a object, not the index. If it contains, it will return the true. Otherwise, false. Contains method. right, and then right, clear method. Clear method is used to clear the entire data. Suppose if I print now, after clearing the data, it will be empty list. Right, there is no data. Right, there is no data. Clear. Contains means it will, if it is available, it will return true, otherwise false. Otherwise false. Right, what else we have? Add all. Right, we have a add all also. What is add all? Suppose you have a one more collection object. Right, you have a two collections. I want to add one list to another list. Right, we can add all. We can do add all and pass the another list. We can simply pass the another list. Right, by using add all method, we can add one more list. And then what we have contains all. We can do contain also. Right, if you want to verify multiple values. That means another collection we can pass and verify all the elements are available in the list or not. Right, we can pass another list. We can verify all those elements contains or not. If all elements are contains, it will return true. Otherwise false. Otherwise false. Right, is empty. Right, if what it will do, it will verify. If the list is empty, it will return true. Otherwise false. If the list is empty, it will return true. Otherwise false. Right, clear contains all get first index of. Right, we can also get the index of some element. Suppose if you want to get what is the index of 101 or 102, right? It will give the index, whether it is a 0th position or first position, second position, right? It will provide the index of it. Let's see, here we have a last index. That means a duplicate. If you have a duplicates, index of will return first. Suppose if you have a 2 times 101, it will give the first index of 101. Suppose you have a multiple times, if you want to get the last index, we can use the last index of that. We can use the last index. Right, what else we have? We have a equals. Right, if you want to compare two lists, right, if you want to compare the two lists, if both are having same elements, it will return true. Otherwise, false. Both should be have same elements. Okay, remove. We have seen remove with index, remove with object. We can also do remove all. We can also remove all. That means we can pass the another collection. Another collection, whatever have elements, it will remove all those elements from this list. Right, all those elements from this. Right, we have a retains. It is a little tricky one. Retains only the elements that are specified in the collection. That means what? Retains only the elements in the list that are contained in the specified collection. That means sometimes, right, we want to verify what are the common elements. Right, removes from this list all the elements that are not contained in the specified. Right, sometimes we want to, right, I have another list. I want to do the common elements. What are the common elements? Right, if you do retain all, what will happen? Whatever elements not there, it will remove all those things. Only common elements, it will keep it. Only common elements, it will keep it. So we can find out what are the common elements between the two lists by using the retainer. Right, just to practice all those things. Right, what else we have? Okay, remove all, remove first. We also have a remove first. right? This is also from JDK 21. Remove first, remove last. Right, reverse. If you want to reverse, this is also from 21st. Before 21st, we don't have. These are all. Right, if you want to reverse the list, right, reverse the list. Right, these are all from JDK 21. You can know or write down all those things. What are the new, right, methods available in the let's sort method. Right, if you want to sort the elements, right, we'll see sublist. If you want a sublist from one element to one index to another index, suppose I want first to fifth, returns a sublist from 0 to 5. What it will return? Returns a view position list between specified from index inclusive, n index exclusive. That means 0 to 4. It will return the elements from 0 to 4. Right, it will do the 0 to 4. Right, what else? Well, it is going starting. Okay, sublist to array. If you want to convert to array, we can convert it. Usually we will not do that. We'll see that later. Okay, these are the some of the important methods. Mostly we will use these are the things. Right, one is the add. Right, we have to remember add, get, right, then remove. Then one more is their update. Where is that update? Set. Right, set. By using the set, what we can do, we can replace the existing element. Suppose I want to replace first position with some other element with 300, 39, something. Right, we can update or replace the element. Right, we can by using the add method, we can add get method to get, right, set method to update, remove method to remove. But a few other additional methods, right? We can use add index also, right? We can add particular index, we can add it. Get first, get last, right? These are all 21st JDK 21st features. Right? If you want to get the size, right? To get the size of the list, right? Remove and then contains. I think contains all both will have. Right? If you want to validate single element, contains. If you want to verify multiple elements, then contains all. Clear, to clear it will clear entire list. Add all, right, to add one list to another list. Is empty to verify whether the list is empty or not. Index of to find the index of the element, right? If you want to find the last index, that means if you have a duplicate elements, we can find the last index, right? Equal, if you want to compare one list to another list, right? Remove all, right? Remove all removes from the list all the elements that are contained in the specified column. Whatever elements here there, it will remove all, but retain, it will keep it there. Whatever common elements are there, it will keep it. Remaining, it will remove. But remove all, what it will do? Whatever elements are there, it will remove. Right. Reverse. If you want to reverse the list, we can by using the reverse, we can reverse it. Sublist to get the sublist from the main list. Set is to update the. Right. Then we have a iterations. Right. Iterations. We have a we can do multiple iterations. One is for each. What is the type of the list? List of integer. Right. So first we have to give the integer. What type of list? Integer. Then this is the variable name. Then colon. What is the list name? Just print it. Print it. Or by using index. Suppose if you want index base, right? We can iterate index. Either index or for each. Or by using iterator. Right. One more important thing. Iterator. Right. Iterator. Right, see, while importing iterator class, iterator interface is there in multiple packages. Right, we have to choose all collections are under java.util package. Right, we have to make sure all are imported from java.util package. Right, iterator. First we will get the iterator. How to get list object dot iterator? We will get the iterator of integer because it is an integer list of integers. We will get the iterator. Right, then it has a while iterator dot has next. If it has a next element, it will give the next element. It will go inside. If the list has a next element, it will go inside. And by using the iterator dot next, we can get the one by one element. One by one element, we can print it. This is one more way of printing. Right, these are all for loop, and this is the iterator. In interview, they will ask this one iterator. By using iterator, how you will iterate. Right, we can also use the lambda expressions. Right, lambda expressions. List dot for each variable name, some variable name. This is the lambda expression. Hyphen greater than, no space between. Then system dot out dot println, just print the ID. Just print the ID. It will print right all the currently I think we have removed all the index out of because we have somewhere we have removed all those things. Right. Let me comment all these things. Okay, comment it. Right, then it will print all the right, all iterations will work. Right, these are the multiple ways we can do. Right, there are I think still it is showing method reference. One more is right, there are multiple things. These are all lambda expressions. Right, by using the method reference. Right, this is one type of iteration. Right, it will also print. Right, it will also print. System dot out dot print element by taking one by one element, it will print elements. Right, we can do right. These are all the different ways we can use the for loop, but this is the important iterator. Sometimes nowadays they are asking lambda expressions. Right, how you will print by using lambda expression? We can use this syntax. Right, these are the different. Okay, fine. Any questions? Right, just practice it. All the methods are very, very important. Right, from next. Every collection will have these are all. Few things will differentiate. Right, next class onwards we'll go a little bit fast. Right, we have to cover a lot. Right, then we'll meet tomorrow then. Right, if we don't have anything, we'll